Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to AM Language. Welcome to the Monday lesson at 4 o'clock with me, Richie. What can you expect this week? Well, we've got quite a few things to look at this week, but today we're going to look at if only, how to use that in a sentence. Tomorrow we've got mixed conditionals as well. Irina F. Good afternoon, Richard. Happy World Teacher Day. Oh, is it really World Teachers Day? I did not know that. Thank you very much. Thank you for your lessons. You are the best. Well, that's lovely of you to say, Irina F. Thank you so much. And thank you for telling me that it's World Teachers Day. I did not know that. Well, that's nice. I didn't even know it was a thing. So that's lovely. So yes, today we're going to look at if only. As always, if you want to follow the lesson, whether it's now or later, make sure you follow in the live chat section. That is where the action happens. As for this week, we've got quite a lot of accuracy to look at this week. I feel there's going to be let's see, there's today with if only, tomorrow mixed conditionals, Wednesday is back to basics, Thursday we're going to look at writing skills, how to make yourself understood, and Friday is going to be music English, but with an emphasis on prepositions. So lots of things to look at this week. Evelina, buono pomeriggio. Good afternoon. I hope you're doing well. Let me know how you guys are doing. I hope you all had a good weekend. Where I am in the world, well, today it's cloudy. It looks like it's going to rain, maybe. I hope you're all doing well. So yeah, that's what we have in store for the week. As always, guys, if you want to find out a little bit more about how you can have actual lessons at AM Language, don't forget, click on the link below, go to the website, and you can find out how you can have physical lessons at AM Language. And I should add that, okay, this is now October, so we've got 3 months left of 2020. And all of us are looking forward to the end of 2020. I think that's safe to say. I don't know anyone who is not looking forward to the end of 2020. But as always, though, there's a lot of things lined up for 2020, and hopefully a lot of good opportunities to visit the island of Malta. Bruno Okada, konnichiwa and obrigado. Good afternoon to you. Alida, good morning where you are. Buenos dias and good afternoon where we are in the world as well. So yeah, there's lots of good things on the list, I would say, things that we can look forward to. As for subscribers, we managed to meet our target last week. We got over the 450 mark. We're nearly past the 460 mark. So this week, I hope that we can get somewhere between up to 465, 470. If we can get another roughly 10 subscribers this week, that would be great. That's the goal. So yes, and of course it's the afternoon, it's 4 o'clock, so I have a cup of tea as well. So I will we can now begin, really. When more people join us, more that will happen as the lesson goes on. Nonetheless, let's begin. If only. This is a really important bit of language to know. If only. And we'll put this in here and we'll look at, first of all, when do we use if only and how do we use it? Okay, we'll start off with an example sentence and then I'll begin to break it down and we'll have a look at how to use it properly. This is a really important bit of language to know. So, if only. Let's say we could go with, if only I stayed in Argentina a bit longer, then maybe I would. Then maybe I would have uh, visited Patagonia, for example. Let's go for a nice sentence like that. If only I stayed in Argentina a bit longer, then maybe I would have visited Patagonia. I could also go with something like this. If only let's go with a negative. If only I hadn't sold the house then. If only I hadn't sold the house, I could have made more money if I sold later. If if I had sold later. Now, we're not going to focus too much on every single aspect of the grammar. There's lots of things to look at here. What I do want to look at is just the structure of how you use if only. So you're going to start off with if only plus pronoun. I did not do that well. Plus pronoun, and then we're going to go with plus either. You've got options. You could go with the past simple or past perfect. Either one. Okay, that is the beginning of the structure. And what we do is we are talking about the past, but there's something, but an alternative past. Now, this is an important thing. We are talking about the past, but an alternative past. This is because usually the action didn't happen or the action unfortunately happened. And that's the important thing. One, the action didn't happen. Two, the action unfortunately happened. In fact, you could put unfortunately in both. Either way, whether the action happened or didn't happen, it's going to be unfortunate. Okay, so either way, we're talking about something unfortunate. So in some way, there's something wrong about the past, or it could be something big, it could be something small. If I'm saying if only I stayed in Argentina a bit longer, then maybe I would have visited Patagonia. This isn't necessarily a really big unfortunate or anything like that, but it's kind of a wish of the past. I think that's another way of saying it can be a wish of the past in some sort of way. Either you wish something happened or you wish something hadn't had happened. And that is what it is. So I'm going to give you some more examples, just so you can all see a good way of looking at this. If only I hadn't gone out with her. If only I hadn't gone out with her, then maybe I wouldn't have found. I'm making this too complicated. Let's change this. If only I hadn't. Let's go with something else. Here we go. So if only I hadn't had that extra glass of wine, I wouldn't feel so bad. I think this would be a good example. If only I hadn't had that extra glass of wine, I wouldn't feel so bad. Okay, you've got this if only thing here. So in this case, the person wishes they hadn't had that extra bit of wine. If we look at the other sentence, I'm going to put, if only I had revised, I might have passed my exam. In this case, the person did not revise, and they didn't pass their exam. Okay, so let's see how you guys do. We're now going to go into a bit of a simple sort of activity. Let's see if you guys can complete it. Actually, I need to give you one more example. If only I checked the weather before booking my holiday. Exclamation mark. You can do it like this as well. If only I checked the weather before booking my holiday. In this case, clearly the weather is bad. And the person's now gone. They're now in a really bad place in terms of the weather. And they're now thinking to themselves, maybe they should have checked the weather before they went on their holiday. So let's go for it. Time to go into the first activity. Now we know it's going to start off with if only, so there's no great surprises there. But what happens next? Let's see what you guys got. We're going to start off nice and simple. So this is number one. You need to try and complete the sentence. If only something, I asked her out. So there's something there. We're going to start off nice and easy, and we're going to gradually make some things a little bit more difficult. And what is the meaning? And what is the meaning? A, asked her out. B, he wish he had asked her out. So how do we complete that sentence? A nice, easy one to start the day. And what does it mean? Does it meaning A, he asked her out, or does it mean B, he wish he had asked her out? What does it mean? We'll start off, like I said, we're going to start off nice and easy. And as we go along, we're going to make things just a little bit more difficult each time. Okay. I have noticed, actually, by the way, that in my example, I put past simple, but I gave the verb. Apologies, I already gave the verb for that one. So you're just going to have to, it's actually just if only I asked her out, but never mind. Okay, so I kind of gave it away with my poor question because I included the verb. But you guys seem to think it's A. Okay, let's confirm. The sentence is, if only I had asked her out. Okay, that is the sentence. You guys say it's A, saying that the meaning of the sentence, he asked her out, or is it B, he wish he had asked her out? You guys so far think it's A. Let me know what everyone else thinks. Do you all agree with Bruno and Arena F? Do you think this sentence, if only I had asked her out? Sorry, I've changed it. If only I asked her out. That's what it should be. So if we say, if only I asked her out, or for that matter, if only I had asked her out, both would be fine. Do both say that he asked her out, or are we saying he wished he had asked her out? So we've got two votes for A. Can we have a third vote just to see if you all agree? And then I will reveal the answer. And then I promise you, I will put in a question without giving you the answer straight away, because that was silly of me. Okay, I'll give you 30 more, 12. I'll give you 20 more seconds, and then I'll reveal the answer. Okay, 10 more seconds, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the answer here is B. Now, why? If I say, if only I asked her out, it means we did not ask her out. That's what we're saying. It's implying the opposite. We're saying an action didn't happen here. Sergio says, good afternoon, Sergio. Today my network is weak. I can't participate, but I'll hold on here to give views. Thank you very much, Sergio. Whenever you can, just try. Just give me, just pop up and say something in the live chat. Not to worry. Okay, but it is B. If we say, if only I asked her out, okay, this means he did not ask her out, but he wish he did. Okay, let's go again. Number two. Let's try the next one. If only they told me. Alida says, sorry, apparently I have connection problem. I can't participate. I'll see the lesson later. Bye, Richard. Okay, Alida, not to worry. Thank you very much. I will see you later as well. Bye for now. So, to continue, I think some people are having connection problems today. So, if only they told me before, if only they told me before I bought the car. Okay. Actually, no, wait a minute. I've just gone and said what the answer is. Stop it, Richard. You're giving away the answer. So let's try again. If only okay. Now you need to finish that. And you can use either past simple or past perfect. Either one will be fine. I'll come out with roughly the same meaning. However, what does it mean? What does the sentence mean? Okay, so does it mean person wishes they had bought the car at an earlier time? Or does it mean B, person is happy they bought the car when they did? What do you guys think? Meaning A, meaning B, and how do you finish this sentence too? You can finish it with a past simple or past perfect. Both would be fine in this case. What I want you to think about is maybe your choice of verb. It shouldn't be too difficult to think of the verb you need here in order to complete it, in order to complete the sentence. And that way you can then complete the sentence and then tell me if you think it's meaning A or meaning B. I'm definitely aware that people are having connection problems today. Arena F and Bruno Ricardo, both of you have gone for A. So excellent. That is correct. It is meaning A. And can you tell me, how do I complete the sentence? If only something. What do we think? So Evelina, yes, you are right. So all of you are right. It's meaning A. The person wishes they had bought the car at an earlier time, which is correct. How do you complete the sentence? You can complete it either by putting in a past simple or past perfect. Let's see what you guys do. I just want to make sure that you all can complete that you guys can complete the sentence. And then we can move on to the next one where we can begin to make it just a bit harder. And then I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to think of your own ones as well. I would say, look, if you're thinking about the verb, think of the verb that I've used in the possible meanings. The person wishes they had bought the car at an earlier time. The person is happy they bought the car when they did. So, how do you think the sentence is completed? If you can't, never mind. I will tell you the answer before moving on. I'll give you guys 20 more seconds. I do know that today it seems that people have slow internet, uh, um, which is understandable. So I'll give you 10 more seconds now, and then I'll tell you the answer. Um, so 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. The answer here, in order to complete it, would be if only I bought, or you could go for had bought. Both would have been fine. Car at the time. Okay, so that's the answer. Let's go again with a slightly different one. This time, I'm going to give you less things to work with. So this time you need to go with, I'm going to demonstrate to you how this one works. So this one, I only give you 3 words. I've given you the main verb, marry, would, and happier. So I now need to create the sentence. So what I can do is I can say, if only I had, let's say, married her, then I would have been happier. And that way I've used the 3 words and I've created a sentence. I've used if only, and I've used it with a past perfect. For example, had married her. I've then used the would have been happier. So let's see how you guys do with this one. Okay. So study would past. Okay, you guys now need to create this if only. You've got study, so you need to change that into the past. You've got this would and you've got past. Look at the sentence above. That will tell you how you need to go about structuring your sentence. Now, don't forget, past is the past of. Oh, sorry. Don't forget, past. You've got past in the present and past in the past. So you've got a different type of past here. You've got past as in, or past as in to do well in an exam, not in the terms of talking about the past in history. That's not what we're talking about. So that should provide context. Look at the sentence above. That will tell you how you need to structure the rest of your sentence. You can change, you can add certain words if you think it's going to work, but look at the rest of the sentence. You've got everything else there that you need in order to complete this sentence. In fact, if you take the sentence above and you change it just a little bit, just by changing the 3 main words that we need to look at, you will end up with almost the correct answer. So you don't need to change a lot. You just need to look at the 3 words here. You've got 2 verbs and a modal verb. That's all you need to change from the previous one, and you can end up with the correct answer. If you're still struggling, I will give you guys a little bit more help just to see if we can get you guys over the line with this one. It can be difficult. It can be difficult, this if only, But like I said, you're talking about a past that did not happen. And maybe you wish it did. Or you're talking about a past that you don't like and you wish it didn't happen. So I'll give you guys 20 more seconds. Yeah, I'll give you guys 20 more seconds. Then I'll tell you, then I'll give you a little extra help along the way. See if you guys can tackle this question here. So I'll give you just 10 more seconds, and then I'll give you some good, what we would call indicators. Okay, so my indicators are okay. So there we go. That's a bit of extra structure now to help you answer the question. Let's see if you can do it. Don't forget, we are talking about if only. So that probably tells you what you need to begin with. We know the main verb here is study. So think of either the past simple or past perfect. Then we know we need the modal verb. Have something here. We need well, we're making a present perfect here. So we need the correct form of pass and then the exam. So let's see if you guys can all complete this particular sentence here. But don't forget, you need to start your sentence with if only. You need to start with that. I mean, look, this is a great one to talk about regret as well. Regret is when you are unhappy about a past event and you're talking about it and you're saying that you wish things were different. You wish things didn't happen the way they did. You feel sad about the past. So we can use if only to talk about that, to talk about feeling sad about the past, feeling that it wasn't right, we didn't get something right, or we're trying to say it could have been better, for example. There's lots of ways that we could go about it. So that's an important thing to remember. Um, I mean, I think about this all the time with my football team. All the time with my football team. Manchester United. Like I at the moment, I'm always thinking, if only they had bought Sancho, for example, then we wouldn't have lost on the weekend. Because my team, Manchester United, lost 6-1 on the weekend. We were terrible, terrible game. Irina F says, if only I had studied harder, then I would have passed the exam. Yep, absolutely. Oh, wait a minute. I see what I've done here. Thank you very much. I've just realized, no wonder I would have been confusing you. I've written the wrong version of past. What was I thinking? I don't know. I don't know. I wrote past as in past, not as in the past participle. So thank you very much, Arena F. I hadn't realized that I had done that. You would think I had realized, but terrible. Deary me. It must be that I haven't drunk enough tea. Okay, but Arena F is correct, and yes, I meant this past, not the other type of past. No wonder. Terrible. Okay, so let's go again with another one. Right, let's go with yeah. Hell wouldn't upset. Okay, just to give you a little bit of a clue. Okay, have a go with this one. This time I can assure you there are no, there's not the wrong use of the word. There's no spelling mistake. There's no typo with this one. Unlike the previous one. How very embarrassing. I'm surprised I didn't see that myself, but never mind. It's a Monday afternoon. So tell, wouldn't, upset. Tell, wouldn't, and upset. Let's see how you guys do here. Let's see how you guys do. So those are your three words. You need if only again, and this time it's an interesting one. What are we talking about here as well? And then we can actually talk about an actual subject towards the end of the lesson after this one, because by this point we should then have enough language to help ourselves talk about things and answer questions. So tell, wouldn't, upset. Don't forget, you need to change tell into the past. That is something you need to do. You need to start your sentence with if only as well. So we already know what the beginning is going to be. You can make it past simple, past perfect. Both would be fine. Then she, something, have been, something. Okay, so you got all the answers you need there. This and then this is certainly talking about a regret of some kind. This is talking about a regret, maybe saying something that you shouldn't have said, in simple terms, which often happens. It so often happens. I mean, it can be quite. It's a common term actually. This sort of sentence. This sentence is something that you can probably say a lot if you were close with someone, if you're in a group of friends, if you're in a relationship. This sort of thing can, you end up saying something that maybe was not the best thing, to say. So let's see what you guys do to try and complete it. And we'll go from there. Like I said, guys, don't forget, you need to start off with if only. So Arena F says, if only I had told her, then she wouldn't have been upset. Yeah, that works. You could also change that to if only I hadn't told her. You could make it negative as well. Then she wouldn't have been upset. It depends on the context, so both would be correct. Excellent, very good. So we're now going to enter the conversation period where we're going to try and talk about certain things. And we can talk about we can try and come up with certain sentences that help ourselves talk about things. So I'm going to go in with a subject. I'm going to give you my answer to the subject, and then you guys can come in. Yep, if only I had told her. Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to give you the situation here. Yeah, you were right, Evelina. You could go with that. You could also have gone with the negative. You could have gone with if only I hadn't told her, for example. So let's go with a classic example here of when this would be very much appropriate. Appropriate, sorry. So a job you shouldn't have done. Okay, that's the topic here. Okay, and I'm going to give you my example. If only I hadn't worked as a waiter in Edinburgh. Edinburgh, for those of you who don't know, is the capital city of Scotland. So if only I hadn't worked as a waiter. Well, I wasn't really a waiter. I was a sommelier, really. Is a wine waiter. I worked as a wine waiter, which is called a sommelier. So if only I hadn't worked as a sommelier. If only I hadn't worked as a sommelier in Edinburgh, then I wouldn't have changed my career. My 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 my. I wouldn't have changed Yeah, I wouldn't have changed my career. Let's put it that way. So we're talking about a job you shouldn't have done. Okay, so think of a job you have had that was probably not the best job to have. And then think of how you could write a sentence where you talk about, if only you had done something different, if only you made a different choice. So then you can go on to say, like me over here, I've gone with, if only I hadn't worked as a sommelier in Edinburgh, then I wouldn't have changed my career. This goes back to 2010. This was quite a sad time. I did not enjoy this at all. So that for me is a job I probably shouldn't have done. That's how we can talk about it. And this way, I'm showing regret. So come in with your own sort of examples. Can you think of a job that maybe it would have been better if you hadn't done? To help you talk about this, what you can do is, if you're wondering, you can go with if only plus past perfect, like we've done here, plus would, for example, or wouldn't, plus present perfect. Okay, so that's the structure you need. That is the structure you need. Okay, so if only I hadn't worked as a sommelier in Edinburgh, then I wouldn't have changed my career. Maybe you can think of your own sentence here. I mean, this is quite difficult language when you look at it as a whole, but when you break it down, it's not that difficult. There's a lot of things to work with. This is something you would learn maybe maybe intermediate or beginner of up intermediate. Pre-intermediate, no, you wouldn't learn this necessarily when you're pre-intermediate. It's probably a bit too soon. But intermediate, pre and upper intermediate, this is a type of language that you can learn. If only I hadn't worked as a sommelier in Edinburgh, then I wouldn't have changed my career. Let me know what you guys can think of. Think of a job you shouldn't have done. Have a go, put in your own sentence. Let's see what let's see what you try. It's better to try than if you don't try at all. um, Trying is a really big part in learning a language. You need to try and take risks. If you don't take risks, you don't learn as quickly, because when you make risks, when you take risks, your teacher can then help you. But you need to take the risk to begin with. You need to be prepared to try, even if you're not too sure. It's the best way to learn. So, like I put here, if only I hadn't worked as a sommelier in Edinburgh, then I wouldn't have changed my career. The reason being is that my time in Edinburgh was really bad, and it made me change my career. Um, so that is the way you're talking about. You're saying, that was unfortunate in some sort of way. Um, Long term, I'm happy it happened because of what uh, what what came after. But it's a good one to have. If you guys are still struggling, I will. We can always look at a little bit. We can always look at this again tomorrow a little bit. It does come in, or it can come in with mixed conditionals. And today, now I didn't tell you, but we have been looking at the third conditional, such as over here, talking about the past. So we'll see. There's more we could do with this. And the difficult thing for me here is to see um, how much the internet and bad connection has made a difference. Um, so we'll see. I would like to say that today and tomorrow is probably going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be for intermediates and upper intermediates. It'll be appropriate for them. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, though, will be good for every single level, from elementary to up intermediate. So Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be good for everyone. But today and tomorrow will probably be a little bit more geared towards intermediate and upper intermediate. Okay, guys, let me help you out here. We're going for negative here. This structure can help you. Let me know. You can fill in the blanks. If only I hadn't, and then put that in. If you want to change the subject matter, maybe you can't think of a job you shouldn't have done. Maybe you're thinking of a holiday, or maybe a relationship that wasn't good, that you wish was better or different in any way. This is what you can do. So have a go. And then that will bring us to the end of today's lesson. Like I said, tomorrow is going to be mixed conditionals. I'm going to walk everybody through that very, very carefully tomorrow. And then, like I said, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday will be good for lower levels as well as higher levels. Today and tomorrow, definitely probably more focused for higher levels, but we'll see. Okay. Well, guys, what I would say here is I'm going to finish off because maybe this activity here might just be a bit too difficult. Maybe I have misjudged things in this. So let's go. Let's finish off with this. Okay. Um, so we have here this sentence: if only I hadn't hurt myself, I would have then been able to play football. What does this mean? Does it mean A, person didn't hurt themselves? B, person hurt themselves. Uh, Person didn't hurt themselves, or B, the person hurt themselves and is upset. So let me know what you think. That should be. I'm going to change this one. It is B. It is B, but I'm just going to change something. No, I'll leave it as it is, actually. The fact that you all got B tells me that I think that's good enough. Okay, guys. So, well done for today. Probably a little bit difficult. Tomorrow is mixed conditionals. I will go through that step by step. I hope the connection is going to be better for you guys. And there'll be a little bit of this again tomorrow because it is related. Thank you so much. If you've enjoyed the lesson, like the video and subscribe if you are new. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. You're welcome, Arena. You're welcome, Bruno. Thank you very much and have a good evening as well. Tomorrow, I'll make sure that the lesson is. I'm going to make sure the lesson is better. I'm going to make it a little bit easier to begin with, because it is mixed conditionals, and that can be a bit difficult. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go. I'm going to reduce. I'm going to lower the level, and then slowly build up tomorrow. Make it a little bit better. So thanks, guys. Take care, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much, and bye for now.